So be it, Jedi.
What's going on, guys? Back here with another video, another episode of Read It or Skip It. Today we're going to be talking about The Truce at Bakura by Kathy Tyers, one of the earliest EU novels published in the early 90s, and the earliest EU novel taking place the day after Return of the Jedi. As always, we'll discuss the plot briefly, and then later on delve into some more spoilers of the story. So as I mentioned, this novel takes place the day after the events of Return of the Jedi. The Alliance is still at Endor, licking their wounds from the battle with the Empire. They intercept a message that was meant for the Empire, but of course now they're scattered, and it's from the planet Bakura requesting the help from the Empire. Well, they take it upon themselves that it's probably a good gamble to go and see if they need their help, because worst case scenario, they are able to convert the Imperial Bakurans to join their cause. Because at this point, they need all the worlds they can get to join the New Republic. We soon learn that the Bakurans are under attack by aliens that want to harvest their life essence and transfer it into battle droids and use as essentially fuel to help power their ships, etc. I know, super weird at the time, but to be honest, it was pretty brave. They could have took the easy road and just told a simple story, but Kathy Tyers went out on a limb and told a pretty compelling, pretty far out there story. So that covers the overall plot. Now we're going to delve into some more spoilers. So if you don't want this story ruined for you, go ahead and click away now. One of the details we learn early on is how messed up Luke Skywalker actually is from the Force lightning he received from Palpatine, and how his bones are like carbonized and his organs are starting to shut down. Needless to say, he's ordered by the 21B medical droid that he needs to rest, or else things are going to get a lot worse for him. Obi-Wan Kenobi's Force Ghost comes to him while he's resting and says he needs to go to Bakura. Luke begs the Alliance leaders to let him go, but he has to rest on the way. The alien invaders that are attacking Bakura are known as the Cyrook, and they're pretty much described as reptilian theropods, or pretty much dinosaurs. They also have a human with them named Dev, who is pretty much brainwashed at this point. He's under their influence. He's important to them because he's force sensitive and he can use the force to seek out other human life, and while they're doing the intechment, as they call it, he can sort of use the force to calm down the patient. The planet Bakura is under, obviously, an imperial rule, and the governor that is ruling the planet is named Governor Nearus. When the Alliance arrives, they agree to a truce. You get it? So that they'll work together to help fight off this alien invasion that could potentially be a threat to the entire galaxy if it goes untreated. There's like this little love plot between Luke and one of the senators named Gariel, who is like the niece of the prime minister of Bakura, and throughout the whole story there's kind of like this chemistry between them, but to be honest, it kind of derails and slows down the story, so I really wasn't a fan of that. She has this beef with Jedi, and ultimately, as you would expect, she kind of changes her mind on that towards the end of the novel, but I just wasn't feeling it. The Cyrook learn from Dev of Luke Skywalker and his force potential, and see him as a potential tool they could use to harvest more human life, and if they had Luke Skywalker, they really wouldn't need Dev anymore. So of course they send out word to Governor Nearus, the scumbag Imperial, and say, if you give us Luke Skywalker, we'll leave and leave your planet alone. So, him being who he is, obliges. Luke is captured by the Cyrook and has to fight tooth and nail to get free of their intechment and their ship. Dev soon comes to terms with the fact that he's been being brainwashed and ends up helping Luke get free of the trap that's been set for him on the Cyrook ship. Tragically, though, he dies before the story comes to a climax. Sad. The Cyrook are defeated, and Bakura is taken back by its citizens and ultimately ends up joining the New Republic now that Governor Nearus is out of the picture. A couple little details I glossed over that I'll just point out because I thought they were really cool. Leia is obviously quite upset with the fact that Darth Vader is her father. Unironically, Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost comes to speak to her and wants to apologize, and of course she absolutely refuses. She doesn't accept it. She doesn't want to see him. And I thought that was a really nice touch because we don't get to see a whole lot of Anakin in the EU. And by the end of the story, she comes to terms with it and accepts things as they are. Luke and the Senator Gariel decide that they're just going to be friends from afar, as she has a lot of importance on the planet and a lot of duties that she has to tend to, and he has to rebuild the Jedi Order, so it just isn't going to work out with him. Spoilers, that ends up being fine anyway, because many years down the road, Luke ends up being with Mara Jade, so no worries. All in all, I really enjoyed this story. The verdict is definitely read it. It isn't without its flaws, though. I felt like the first half of the story was just kind of slow, and it really didn't pick up in the action part of it until like halfway through. All of the romance elements could have been left out. As I said, it really wasn't super nuanced, and it just was kind of boring. But as many of us know, not every book can be perfect. Hope you guys check this book out if you haven't already, and if I haven't spoiled it for you, because all in all, it's still a good novel. I enjoyed it. The next review, we'll be going over the Republic Commando series, starting with Hard Contact, as I'm just about to wrap that up, so I'm hoping to finish that by the end of the week. Super excited for that. A good friend of mine just wrapped up the series, and he said it's some of the best novels he's ever read, so I'm super looking forward to it. Hope you guys stay tuned and check it out. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I hope I see you in the next one.